Dear learners, we shall be continuing with our lectures on artificial intelligence and business law. And in this part, we shall be going over some important topics related to artificial intelligence and dispute resolution. So, first, what do we mean by dispute resolution or specifically alternative dispute resolution? So, today we are in an era where the traditional systems of the courts are increasingly burdened by extensive caseloads. They have a lot of backlog of cases, and because of these backlogs of cases, they have many cases that are left languishing for years and years without getting any resolution. So these are alternate systems of resolving legal disputes, and these include systems like arbitration and mediation. So alternative dispute resolution, which we shorten to ADR, emerges as a pivotal mechanism for resolving conflicts efficiently, flexibly, and cost effectively. So, ADR methods such as arbitration and mediation offer essential alternatives to conventional litigation, which is often time consuming, expensive, and logistically complex. So, the advent of AI is further propelling the evolution of ADR. So, we have a number of uses for AI in ADR. So, these include the following points that you can see on your screen. So, data analysis for document production and organization, legal research, text editing, generation, and predictive analytics. So we'll go over all of these one by one. So managing documents, managing case documentation is one of the most labor-intensive components of ADR. Arbitration and mediation often make it necessary to go through a lot of records, a lot of, for example, contracts, legal precedents, and witness testimonies. So all these different types of documents, they require a lot of time and effort to go through. So AI powered tools equipped with natural language processing, which we talked about in one of our previous lectures, can rapidly process this vast amount of data that is there before us. They can summarize documents, then they can flag relevant information, and they can also predict potential outcomes. So we will be talking about all these things. So when you are conducting automation in this kind of process, it might also reduce a lot of your costs. It may make dispute resolution accessible to a much wider audience. For example, AI algorithms can assist legal practitioners in pinpointing crucial evidence within thousands of documents. So AI systems can be used to organize all this evidence. It can drastically reduce the time that you need for preparation before your arbitration process. So it can also manage scheduling, it can also manage your communication, and it can also manage your other administrative tasks, any non-legal tasks that are part of your dispute resolution process. Thus, they can have an effect that streamlines the entire process. So when we use predictive analysis in this context, so an AI is provided with decisions of the courts and of the tribunals that are used for mediation and arbitration processes. When the AI analyzes these decisions, it uses the available data to forecast case outcomes. What are the potential outcomes and endpoints of this current process? So this will optimize the party's strategy, and it will serve as a valuable tool, for example, for funding litigation. So it will ultimately influence decisions. Furthermore, using AI can help avoid human errors such as miscalculating damage amounts. AI can also level the playing field between smaller and larger entities in the legal market. So disputes that are particularly data intensive no longer require a large number of lawyers means a larger amount of legal fees and so on. So it no longer requires a large number of lawyers to work on a case because AI makes data analysis easier, allowing the lawyers to focus more on the legal aspects. So then we'll talk about all the specific things that AI is able to unlock for us when we use AI in this context. So AI will move beyond a mere review of document to provide strategic insights, and these insights can fundamentally change how disputes are resolved in the first place. So the first point that we just talked about, that AI can analyze past resolutions to forecast potential outcomes. Historical resolutions in ADR often influence future outcomes. AI's ability to identify patterns within large datasets enables it to analyze previous cases and outcomes, assisting in predicting possible resolution of current disputes. So, what are the variables that an AI can possibly help us in evaluating? What are the variables that are there in this particular context? These variables include case types, industry sectors, legal arguments, historical settlement amounts, all these things. So, there are numbers and there are names and there are types of arguments and all these things. So AI can help you find the likelihood of specific options for settlement. So what terms is a particular settlement going to come to? What are the terms of an agreement that will be decided by the parties? What are the possibilities of that agreement having specific terms? So this will help mediators, this will help arbitrators, this will help disputing parties in finding a common ground, because the aim of dispute resolution, unlike our traditional legal systems, is not to find an answer that is favoring one side more than the other. Often the intent is to find a common ground. So AI can help us in finding this common ground more efficiently by identifying patterns across large data sets. By identifying patterns across large data sets, AI can offer insights into the likelihood of specific settlement options for a current dispute. So this predictive analysis will help all our parties find common ground. Then we'll talk about how AI promotes consistency in informed decision making. So, AI's powerful pattern recognition capability helps ensure that similar cases receive a comparable treatment. So, it won't be as if similar cases might have different outcomes. Through AI, we can have a sort of consistency that will allow similar cases to receive comparable treatment. And what will this ultimately help us in? It will ultimately help us in promoting fairness and consistency in resolution outcomes because of these data driven insights. So, the overall decision making ability of human mediators and arbitrators is only enhanced when AI is used properly in this context. Then, AI itself can be used as an impartial virtual mediator. So, this is also very relevant to understand how this works. How can AI function as a mediator, but specifically an impartial mediator, an impartial virtual mediator? So this is because AI can use natural language processing to understand certain emotions and sentiments. So utilizing NLP and sentiment analysis, AI systems can interpret the emotions, the intentions, the positions of disputing parties. Based on what? Based on their communications, based on the kind of things that they have submitted, the kind of things they are saying. So, using this technology, we can facilitate preliminary discussions, propose mutual compromises, and guide parties through a structured resolution process. So, for example, let's just take an example. An AI mediator could identify the certain points between the parties that might serve as points of dispute, points of contention, the main issues on which the parties have a disagreeing position, and it could be able to suggest solutions that align with the interests of both the parties as well as the legal framework. So AI can help in bridging this sort of gap disagreement that is there at the heart of the case. However, of course, you should not use AI independently, and in all other cases involving AI, similarly, even here as well, human oversight remains very important, very crucial, especially in cases that are very complex and emotionally charged. So AI also has its limitations. We'll also talk about that. So, but especially in initial stages of the case or in disputes where the stakes are lower, so AI has a role in mediating these initial stages or lower stakes disputes, and it can significantly reduce the burden that is there on human mediators and allowing them to focus on cases that require a nuanced human judgment. So, of course, it is no replacement for human judgment. Then we'll talk about further aspects, that is how the automation of document review is working. So, AI powered tools can leverage NLP to quickly sift through these vast records like contract testimonies, and it can also enhance accessibility and efficiency for ODR. So, what is ODR? With the rise of digital platforms, digital transactions, and e commerce, online dispute resolution has gained a lot of prominence. So, dispute resolution process is taking place through the online medium. So, AI can enhance ODR platforms by automating the initial intake of disputes and facilitating fast asynchronous communication between parties. Using the advantages that the online mechanism gives us, fast and asynchronous communication. What do we mean by asynchronous communication? By which we means that the communication is carried out without any significant gaps, without any significant delays, asynchronous. They are happening almost instantly. So this will what will the effect be? This will make the resolution process much more convenient for both individuals, organizations, businesses in different locations around the world. Thus, it expands the overall reach and accessibility of ADR. It streamlines routine processes, reducing the time and expense that is involved in ADR. Accelerated case management and automated document analysis, even quicker resolutions. So lower costs make it accessible to individuals and organizations that might not be able to afford lengthy litigation for traditional methods. Then we come to the benefits. So largely, what are the benefits that we get when we integrate AI into ADR processes? So of course, the few things we've already talked about: efficiency and accessibility. So how it streamlines processes, how it reduces time and expense, and how it allows people who might not be able to afford lengthy litigation. So apart from that, there are other points as well. So we have consistency and fairness. So we also talked about this. AI's pattern recognition ensures that similar cases receive comparable treatment, promoting consistency and fairness. Then the most important part is scalability. As AI advances, ADR processes can scale to accommodate a higher volume of cases without overwhelming human mediators and arbitrators. So it's a technology that is still in process of evolution, right? So as it advances, a greater volume of cases will be available for AI to assist in. And then data-driven insights, of course, enhance decision making of mediators and arbitrators both. Then we come to all the issues that must be there in AI and dispute resolution, and some things that we need to be very careful about. A lot of these are related to aspects we've already discussed when it comes to AI, such as the issues related to transparency and privacy, but we'll go through them all over again in this particular context. So before addressing the challenges of using AI, just like in any other field, one must first ask whether AI should be used at every stage of a proceeding. Can we do this particular aspect of a case? Can we work on this particular aspect of a case without needing AI tools? So the very first thing when you deploy AI in a particular context has to ask this question: should we do it or not? The very first question. So very few parties to a dispute will be concerned if AI is used for process management tasks such as setting deadlines or scheduling appointments. So that is something that is still accepted. That is still fine. But many parties may not be comfortable with using AI to evaluate evidence, to evaluate witness statements, or to analyze legal argument because they might not trust the capabilities of AI very much. So that is the point where we need to be careful. Some things that AI is easily used, and some things that might be open to debate basically. So acceptance of AI currently depends entirely on how it is being applied, and will continue to do so based on what AI can achieve. The extent to which the human element of a dispute remains essential, and whether AI use corresponds to the necessary due process rights of the parties involved. So we have to consider all of these things when we think about using AI in dispute resolution. Despite the benefits, of course, there are lots of issues. So we'll talk about all these issues. The first issue is bias and transparency. Of course, AI must be transparent and free from bias to maintain trust in the ADR process. If AI is inaccurate, it might lead to a negative impact, that is reducing trust in the entire process. Biased data or biased algorithms can perpetuate existing inequalities or unfair practices. Hence, we need rigorous testing, validation, and ongoing oversight to identify and mitigate biases in AI systems. Then we talk about privacy and confidentiality. So ADR often deals with sensitive and confidential information. AI system must ensure that there is secure data handling, adhering to legal and ethical standards for privacy protection, implementing robust cybersecurity measures, as well as compliance protocols to safeguard that information. Then the legal and ethical considerations that we must take into account. So the use of AI in legal processes always raises questions about accountability, liability, and ethical considerations. And we talked about this earlier as well, that how AI can be used as a tool to evade accountability instead of ensuring it. So establishing clear regulatory frameworks and guidelines is crucial to address issues such as the transparency in decision making, the right to appeal AI influenced outcomes. So if a person is relying on an AI to come to to come to a particular outcome, we should have the right to contest and appeal that. and the ethical use of AI in legal contexts. Then there may be a resistance from legal professionals and disputing parties who are hesitant to trust AI with sensitive legal matters, as I just mentioned before. So these include concerns about the job displacement, the loss of human judgment, and the reliability of AI decisions. So all these things can hinder the adoption of AI tools. So there needs to be an education, a demonstration of the benefits of AI, and a very gradual integration instead of trying to replace everything at once with AI. And then, of course, there are always limitations in complex cases, which is why AI should be meaningfully deployed. So, while AI might be excellent in handling tasks that are very routine tasks that are driven by data, it may not adeptly navigate the complexities of cases that involve deep seated emotions, cultural nuances, and ethical dilemmas where the human must make a decision between two different frameworks which both seem equally valid. So, ethical dilemmas. Human mediators and arbitrators can answer these questions because they have that human empathy and they're able to morally reason their way out of things. And as well as that, having the interpersonal skill to understand the people around them and what the people need. So, AI cannot do that. AI, no matter how complex it gets, cannot ever replace human empathy and human understanding. And these things will always be challenging for AI to replicate fully. And then, of course, one more point, that is data quality and availability. So AI systems will always require high quality structured data sets to function effectively, especially in regions where digital case records are sparse or inconsistent. AI's capabilities may be limited. So this is also related to all these issues that we are talking about here. So ensuring comprehensive and accurate data collection is essential for AI to provide reliable analysis and predictions. So if the data is not structured to be of quality, then you'll have all these issues. You'll have issues of bias, you'll have issues of privacy, you'll have legal and ethical considerations, you'll have a resistance to adoption because people will not use an inaccurate or dangerous AI system, and then it will not be able to solve complex cases. Then there are other aspects as well. These include hallucinations. So what are hallucinations? Hallucinations are basically when the AI systems generate outputs that are false or inaccurate, and it essentially makes up things because to an AI system there is no concept of truth and lies. It thinks both are the same. It does not have any concept. For the AI system, there is no difference between truth and falsehood. That is for a human to decide. And so it might generate fake cases, fake statutes, fake ideas. So this is a very big risk. So whenever we use generative AI in this, it can produce seemingly coherent responses. That is the biggest issue because its responses might seem to be in perfect grammar. They might seem like they are completely confident in what they are saying, but that is by design. They are designed to never make a grammatical mistake, but they can always make logical mistakes because they are built that way. So it can produce seemingly coherent responses that include fictional citations that do not exist. So these cases where these things have happened, there are several instances where people have used AI in legal settings, and those AI systems have generated fake cases, and many lawyers have faced a lot of criticism for that. Many lawyers have also faced sanctions for that. So these serve as a reminder that reliance on fake authorities is considered a big failure of a lawyer's duty to the court. So lawyers retain a non-delegable professional duty to verify all information. Regardless of which AI tools are used, the ultimate responsibility for accuracy and integrity rests entirely with the lawyers who submit the materials to a court or tribunal. The court has clearly emphasized that a lawyer's ethical duty to not mislead applies directly to AI use, and the failure to verify citations can be deemed as incompetent, grossly negligent. And the last and very important point here is that AI should not intrude on court, judicial, or arbitral decision making. So, while decision makers are encouraged to use AI for administrative tasks and they are allowed to use it for something like summarizing large amounts of text, the consensus to use it for core functions like assessing the merits of evidence is something that is up to debate. So this reluctance particularly is due to the black box problem where you cannot understand why an AI is saying what it is saying, even if it is telling you so. So This might lower trust, and thus it should never intrude into things that are domain of humans completely, such as judicial decision making. We go through all that we've learned in this lecture. So we started by talking about AI and dispute resolution in the context of uses. So what are the different uses for AI? So managing documentation, cases, managing data, advanced natural language processing, as well as scheduling, communication, administrative tasks. We talked about how in predictive analytics, AI can be provided with code decisions and arbitral decisions, and can use the available data to forecast case outcomes and to identify where the issues can come up. Then we talked about how the pattern recognition capability can help us in delivering fairness and consistency in our resolution outcomes. And very important, AI can be used as an impartial virtual mediator. It can help using NLP and sentiment analysis. AI systems can interpret the emotional and structural positions of disputing parties based on their communications. Then we talked about how uh, the initial intake of disputes can be automated using AI, and that is a boost for online dispute resolution platforms (ODR), and it can also facilitate fast and asynchronous communication between parties. Then we talked about how AI can ensure consistency, fairness, scalability, and enhance decision making, particularly scalability. So it can ensure that AI processes can scale to accommodate a high volume of cases without overwhelming human mediators and arbitrators. And data-driven insights from AI can enhance decision-making capabilities of mediators as well as arbitrators, leading to more informed and balanced outcomes. Then we talked about all the issues that are there when it comes to AI. So we should ask if AI should be used at every stage of proceedings, because there are parties that might not appreciate AI being used in more sensitive and more complex legal tasks such as analyzing witness statements and analyzing evidence. Then we talked about the other issues, the issues of bias, transparency, the issues of privacy, confidentiality, where AI might not be proper when you are using sensitive and confidential information in the context of ADR. So we talked about how AI systems must ensure secure data handling, adhering to legal and ethical standards, implementing robust cybersecurity measures and compliance protocols. And we talked about the legal and ethical implications as well, how there should be a right to appeal AI influenced outcomes, how decision making transparency should be established, and how there might be a resistance to adoption in many cases because of the many problems that AI still has. Then we talked about the things that practitioners must avoid, that is, avoiding citing AI generated, hallucinated, or fake cases, how lawyers retain a non delegable professional duty to verify all information, and how, most importantly, AI should not intrude on core judicial or arbitral decision making. Then, hence, we come to the end of this particular lecture. Thank you.